we're alive. Hey, Steph.
Hey, Jared. How's it going?
It's going great. We're already 7 weeks into the NFL season, and I'm like really excited. Um, we're gonna get the show started for you guys. Guys, what's up? Welcome to Cheat Sheet, your last stop before you lock. I'm your host, Jared Quay. I'll be piloting this ship, but I'm not alone because I have the wonderful Stephanie Otey with me. Steph, are you all good?
I like that. I'm OT and I am all good. I like that.
That's how you need to be. I'm excited for this week. A lot of big games here, but we'll get into all of that later. We have a great guest coming on later, guys. We got Eric Dunn and Andrew Willis from the Dunn and Drew podcast coming on later, hoping to give us some green lasagna. That's what I'm calling it. If you don't know Dunn and Drew, they're the hosts of the Dunn and Drew podcast, available on YouTube, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and they're going to be live from New Orleans at the Jaguars tailgate tonight for us, so that should be a rowdy time. But before we get to that, we got a new segment I want to try out called Flag on the Quay, guys. Starting it off, this is Flag on the Quay, guys. This is what I think is questionable things that happened this week that we got to call a penalty on, guys. I'm going to be the referee for this. So let's get started with Flag on the Quay. The first Flag on the Quay is Desmond Howard, former Heisman Trophy winner, saying this on live TV.
Energy. He's going to bring that big Phoenix energy. He's going to bring
you can't say that. I think he's trying to say Phoenix, but it sounds like penis, and he's clapping off beat, which gives off little energy. Flag on the play, 15 yards. Up next, we got a flag on the play for the American broadcast here, guys, because this is the Spanish broadcast, and now I got to learn Spanish or have subtitles because I got to watch it like this. And they weren't even talking about this incident that happened pregame. Yep, that's Austin Eckler getting punched in the head, his little milk dud right there. That's how I felt when my opposite fantasy team lost, guys. Flag on the play. Up next, we got this guy. It's the justice system. This is a genius here. He put a $500 parlay on 4 dogs money line, and they won, all right?
All right, I got it.
And guess what? He's going to be free with this, guys. He won $10,000. I don't know if the government's going to take it, but flag on the play. This guy needs to plan a heist next time because he's a genius. And last but not least, we're going to give a flag on the play to Shannon Sharp. Shannon Sharp went on first take Stephen A. Smith, looking like a deal reboot. I don't know who did his makeup, but I'm starting to think Skip Bayless was keeping that guy together. Flag on the play, 10 yards. And the last flag on the play is none other than Deebo Samuel. Deebo Samuel pregame got into a fisticuff battle with the Browns, but you know why he did it? Because he had a secret weapon called Trent Williams coming in there like Mufasa saving Simba from the hyenas, and then he went off and counted in his mouth against Gardner Johnson for the Eagles, saying, "Boy, stop playing with me before you get a rewind of this." And this is actually one of my favorite clips in the NFL of all time. He sucker punched him and then to punch him again. Flag on the play, 5 yards. That's been Jared Quay's first ever flag on the Quay. Steph, how do you like that?
Those were great. I mean, I will admit, I've been in a press rocks for a team that I am diehard for at Ohio State, and you're not supposed to cheer. You can't say anything when you're media. And all across the board, a lot of media members have let out some chants before, but yeah, it gets dicey. But honestly, the one that stood out the most of all of those, it was the Michael Penix little cringe. That was so cringy. That was so cringy. Like like I think he was trying to make it funny and it fully didn't land. It was just awkward. It was so awkward. But hey, the guy in jail making plays. Wow, I've been following that meme, and he's been hitting.
I love it. Yeah, that was my first ever time doing that. Those are great topics. Obviously, do Cowboy fans ever follow rules? So yeah, I expect them to behave like that. We're going to keep things going so that the people in the chat can they really want to see Dunn and Drew. But we got a couple of things to do before that because, Steph, we got to get to some superlatives. Steph, I want to ask you first, who is the most historical / legendary for this week?
Oh, this one totally goes to the Browns defense. They're on a historical run right now. Big upset last week over the 49ers. And I know a lot of people want to go to their XFL quarterback that went in, but this one was really on the defense. They only gave up 1,002 yards through total yards through 5 games this season, which is the fewest amount that any defense has given up through 5 games since the 1971 Ravens. They've also allowed 51 first downs this season, first in the NFL. To put that into perspective, the league average is 110.38. It doesn't stop there. The Browns defense are allowing 200 yards per game. The next closest, 260. So in terms of yards per game, Cleveland is on pace to be the most dominant defense in the NFL since like 53 years. It's remarkable what the Browns are doing right now.
It doesn't hurt that they play in the AFC North where the average points per game is like 21. So, okay. Steph, up next. Who is the most accountable for this week? Who is Mr. Accountable?
Yeah, so when I saw Jalen Hurts throw 3 picks, I wanted to dog him. Like, superlatives are always usually like a jab. I went really positive this week. Jalen Hurts, I have a lot of respect for him. After that game, a huge letdown. And man, he took full accountability. He owned it. He went and spoke directly to the team. Like, when a player calls like an all team like meeting, I think that's like highly commendable. And we've seen this. I've covered him in college too. The way that he faced adversity throughout his whole career at Alabama, then he goes on to Oklahoma and becomes a Heisman finalist. I just have a lot of respect for him, and we've seen him bounce back from games since week 6 in 2021. So exactly through a 2-year span. Hurts is 4-1 in the week after a loss with a 66% completion percentage, 201 yards per game with 6 touchdowns, 2 interceptions, and a 101.2 passer rating. I have a lot of respect for this guy. I think he's going to bounce back in week 7. Kudos to Jalen Hurts and being a true leader on this team. I have a lot of respect for him.
Yeah, I mean, he's better be Mr. Accountable because last week he lost to a Jets team without Sauce Gardner. I just Mr. Unaccountable for that one alone. All right, and then next, Steph, who is the diamond in the rough for this week? Who can be our diamond in the rough?
Yeah, so I don't know why I'm like hyping up these Alabama quarterbacks right now. Well, Hurts will say Oklahoma, but right here, diamond in the rough, Bryce Young, first overall pick. He won the Heisman. Like I said before we started going live, I thought he was the most NFL ready quarterback in this draft. I actually have to eat my words and give CJ Stroud some respect because I wasn't expecting him to have such a run. And so that's actually who they're playing this week. I think that Bryce Young is going to go off in this game because he sees, they're 0-5. They're still winless right now, and they're in a bad spot. They also have to face like some teams that they weren't expecting. They're making changes at offense. So now Thomas Brown is going to be calling the offense. We saw that adjustment made this week. And then when you put him as a first overall pick up against others who started their careers 0-5, out of the 7 quarterbacks, yeah, Tim Couch, we can remove him from the list. But the rest of them, we've seen them have great careers. Troy Aikman, Jared Goff, Alex Smith, Eli Manning, Trevor Lawrence. I mean, he doesn't have to be so let down right now. I mean, there's a lot of people that are giving him kudos right now. We saw Aaron Rodgers go on the Pat McAfee show and try to like hype him up. I mean, it's a really tough spot to be the first overall pick, go into a tough situation and go 0-5. I mean, it's got to be rough. And I think that he'll get back on track. We've seen other quarterbacks do that in the same exact spot as him.
Yeah, I have to say that if he doesn't at least get 2 wins this week, he's going to be known for the quarterback that they gave up DJ Moore. They gave up the first overall pick, which possibly Caleb Williams, and they gave up another 2 picks for Bryce Young, who took the team undefeated. That'd be the worst trade in history. So I do hope that he turns it around and he becomes the diamond in the rough. But speaking of Caleb Williams, can we get to more or less, Steph? I got an excited more or less.
Started off with Jared, Caleb Williams.
Well, all right, and this is my first more or less. And chat, please chime in. I see you guys doing a lot of talk about Desmond Ridder. Please don't roast my Falcons because I'll be heartbroken. The first more or less is Caleb Williams hype. Do we need more of it, less of it? Is it in it? Why is it so hyped up? I'm a fan of Caleb Williams being the biggest prospect of possibly all time.
Overhyped. I mean, you play in the Pac-12. I'm sorry, you're not playing up against any defenses. I don't want to like discredit your Heisman, but there wasn't a whole lot of competition last year. They kind of just gave it to the one that stood out. When you put up big numbers like that, again, in the Pac-12, I mean, it stands out. I'm surprised people are even staying up for those games. But I think like the way he's been handling the media, I mean, that Notre Dame loss, we saw him respond to that fan. A fan like stormed the field and was making fun of him getting his manicure. The way he responded just made me have like less liking for him. He was like, "Oh, you wish you were my 12.5 size shoes." What a cringe. That's up there with like big penis energy. I mean, it was just cringy. It doesn't feel like a leader. And you look at other quarterbacks in this class, Drake May, Michael Penix Jr. I mean, there's other options. I don't think he's worth tanking for. I mean, just
Really?
play some real. He played a real team at Notre Dame and got shut out.
And threw a lot of bad interceptions. But at the same time, I like the hype train. I feel like we need that. It builds up. Someone in chat saying that Shador is better than Caleb. And I'm saying
Yeah.
Cap.
Other guys in the
Cap. No way. Caleb Williams is, all right, first of all, if you remember what USC was like the 2-3 years before they got there, they were bad. And now they're getting national recognition. Don't get me wrong, the Notre Dame game was terrible, but they can still win out and go to the playoffs. So I'm a fan of Caleb Williams. I don't know if he's the biggest prospect of all time. And hopefully Twitter's lying. I don't know if you guys are seeing the tweets of him saying like he wants a percentage of ownership. He'll stay in college another year if it's not one of the teams he likes. A lot of stuff is going on that makes him does seem a little bit diva-ish, but overall, I would say that Caleb Williams, hopefully he is as good as they say he is. All right, next.
Before we get into the next one, are you more or less on quarterbacks staying longer and longer and longer? Sam Hartman?
If they're making more money from NIL deals than they would make as a rookie contract, why not stay in college and get a full degree and get to party and go to frat parties and all that good stuff? I'm all for it. If you're an A-list quarterback, you're a king in college. So why would you go to NFL and be getting sacked?
NIL money too. You're the most profitable right now. Yeah.
Yeah. Bryce Young would have stayed another year if he was getting paid more. And this is the new wave. Look at that. Somebody says Caleb is definitely going to be a bust. Oh, come on, man. Adam the GOAT. You're not. All right. More or less, Tyreek Hill end zone celebrations. He had another all-time banger right here. The man scored a touchdown. Surprisingly, just went to someone who had a cell phone and hit a backflip on him. You like this?
I think this was planned. Did you see Coach was mic'd up during this, and he seemed surprised by it, but he liked it. So I think it's fun. They're actually getting creative with their touchdown celebrations. I mean, he's scoring a lot. He's got to start getting creative with them. This was a good one to see the opposite angle too, where the camera's like flipping with him. Yeah, right here.
No, I'm mad.
I think it's fun.
It cuts off. He must have pushed the record button as it cut off. He didn't fit it. He didn't stick the landing. I'm going to give it a 4 because he didn't stick the landing. But if you watch this, I want to keep on. Keep on that clip a little bit more, Alex. The guy who gave him the phone is now taking pictures of him, which is the greatest thing ever. I think that's the real MVP.
Planned ahead of time, right? He did stick it, Jared. It was like his legs.
He stick the landing, but he didn't record the video of him recording. He didn't get the video recorded.
Fully squat and boom.
He had to break the fourth wall.
Not bad scoring for being like in the adrenaline rush of scoring a touchdown. Mm-hmm. I think it's fun. I want more of it. It's fun.
Chat, if you're in the chat and you think Tyreek Hill is the go-to celebrations, let me know. Does he pass Terrell Owens? I'm a little older than most people in the chat. Terrell Owens literally ran a touchdown with a Sharpie in his shoe. You know how uncomfortable that is? And then he rode the ball and signed it off and threw. I'm just saying, I don't know if he can pass. And that was back in the day when celebrations weren't really as popular. All right. Up next, more or less paid actors, ? Marianne Dew, a Chargers fan. Look at this. Look at that. That is literally
storyline I like. And did you catch that they caught her in a Vikings jersey? I don't know how long ago it was, but they're like, oh, is she actually a big like Chargers fan? Because there's not many out there. And then there was a battle between her and Taylor Swift with airtime. So obviously, like, lesson to the NFL, don't overdo something. Like when you keep putting the camera on the same people, like we don't want to see it. Like, are the Swifties tired of it yet? Like, come on.
I'm sorry, but if you're a Chargers fan and you're this excited, I don't think it's real. But there was a person that debunked the tweet. They said her son plays for a team that's the Vikings, and she was just showing she was trying to rap with him. So I don't know if she
had a lot of money on this game. That's the only way I can justify.
And if that's the case, I mean, maybe she had the more on Justin Herbert and he missed Keenan Allen. I don't know. And the last.
Viable.
Okay, and the last, more or less, and this is a big one for me, guys. Shout out to Laruski because of Falcons. More or less, my brother Calais Campbell hit a milestone that only 50 players in the NFL have done before. He had 100 sacks last week. He got his 100 sack, is his first sack of the season against the Commanders. Look at him slide. That's the best camera angle too. He just threw a grown man like he was a pancake and then tackled a quarterback by the leg. And then he did the dirty bird afterwards. My brother Calais has sacked quarterbacks for over 16 years. He sacked David Gerard. He sacked John Kenta. He sacked Brett Favre, Tom Brady, and some of the young guys, Baker Mayfield, Sam Darnold, Sam Howell. Like, this is a big accomplishment. I know I get a little bit of hype of putting my brother on the show too much, but this is the big deal for me because the Campbell boys are winning. 100 sacks is a huge milestone, Steph. So, yeah, Calais, keep doing what you're doing, baby. 100 sack club.
Was that a fun moment for the fam? I know you go to every game and are in the suite together. Was it a big moment for y'all? Did you know in the moment that it was happening?
Yeah, as he got the sack, I have a video. I was recording it because I was like, he gonna get it this one. It's right by where I'm at. And I didn't post it.
Tracking the record.
I had to cut it short because he got the sack and I started screaming like, ah! Real. I was Jonah Hill intercepted. I was screaming really loud. And I was like, wait a minute, I'm too gangster to be screaming like that. So I had to cut the video short because I was so excited for my brother. That's a big deal. 100 sacks, that's like Hall of Fame. I think he might get into the Hall of Fame because of that 100 sacks. LaRuski, anybody in the chat, if you know Calais Campbell, do you think he gets in the Hall of Fame now that he's a 100 sack member after 16 years of playing dominant stock? Keep in mind, my brother's more known for his run stop, so 100 sacks is really good.
Yeah.
Somebody said, tell him to play next year. More, guys. All right, guys. We're going to get back right to you after this commercial. We're going to bring some guests that you guys are talking about in the chat. We got Dunn and Drew coming back right after this commercial break. And we're back with none other than people in New Orleans. We got Andrew Willis, Eric Dunn from the Dunn and Drew podcast. In New Orleans, are you guys sober right now?
No. We're more sober than we've been in the last 3 hours because we're taking this break to talk to y'all.
I wonder. The tech delay was you guys chugging your beers, huh?
Yep.
All right.
Well,
right,
I wish you guys.
We want drunken master picks, but before we get to that, guys, you guys are Duval out. Can we get one Duval? Every Jaguar fan I know always about Duval.
That's usually me. That's usually me who does it.
All right, here we go.
It's usually me who does it.
Ready?
Yeah.
3, 2, 1.
Duval!
If we were out with amongst our tailgate here, where we got like 500 Jags fans out there, we would get a big Duval bag, but they couldn't hear us. They got so much music going on.
All right, cool. Couple things for you guys. Obviously, you guys are at the tailgate. We don't keep you from the party too much. Real quick question. I know you guys sent this to us earlier. We want to know who is the Jaguar Mount Rushmore, in your guys' opinion. You can do this together or separate if you want.
All time or current? All time?
All time.
I want all time.
Damn, okay, so Fred Taylor, I think we both agree with that.
Yeah, Fred Taylor.
Tony Baselli, he's our first ever Hall of Famer.
Yep. Just recently.
Jimmy Smith,
Yep.
He's a future Hall of Famer.
Why, it's everybody from the 90s.
So how many people are on our Mount Rushmore? 4?
We got one more. One more.
We got to do someone from the current team.
Trevor Lawrence
Trevor Lawrence has already made Mount Rushmore? Oh, my God.
Yes. That's so early.
Whoa. We got a
you got the current players.
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
No, that's what I gave
Who's your
him.
current
That's
Mount
what I
Rushmore?
gave him.
Say it for us because we already have it up.
Yeah, that would be fair for a current Rushmore.
Yeah.
Josh Allen, Andrew Cisco, and Zay Jones.
So, yeah, I think that would be current Mount Rushmore. Current players.
Yeah.
Man, you know Calvin Ridley's already Mount Rushmore. Calvin Ridley's my favorite Jaguar. And the chat agrees with this.
I need a few more touchdowns first.
All right, they got a touchdown against my Falcons, so that was my favorite there. Steph, you got anything for Dunn and Drew?
Well, I was doing some digging and done. This must have been an old Twitter account that I found that was a little bit dated. But you have a hashtag Beat Ohio State in some Twitter account attached to the Dunn and Drew podcast. What is this about?
That's my hashtag. Hey, I was born in State College, Pennsylvania. I don't mess with Ohio State, so it's Ohio State Hate Week. It's Ohio State Hate Week every time that game comes up every season.
It's a big game this week. I will admit I'm nervous for it. It's at the Horseshoe, but we struggle in big games. So y'all are a threat. I'll give you that. What do you make of the Michigan stealing sign drama that's unfolding right now?
First of all, I think you're being a little too humble because Penn State is the one that struggles in big games. Ohio State is fine in big games.
Against you guys, yeah, we're fine. Michigan lost stuff in the past years.
Secondly, I just heard about the Michigan stuff this morning, so I didn't do too much digging around with it, so I don't really know what's going on. But the first thing I saw was like,
we're too busy eating gumbo.
Why does Michigan need to steal signs? Their schedule's the weakest in the nation. Who are they stealing signs from? Rutgers?
Yeah, that was a meme that I saw.
That's hilarious.
We're now getting into the depth of the season. Like, yeah. Well, have you guys gotten your crawfish yet?
We've had a lot of seafood.
A lot of shrimp. My question for you guys is, who's wilder right now? Is it the Duval crew shouting Duval drunkenly, or is Houdat? Because Houdat's the same way.
No.
Who's getting more cheers, Houdat or Duval?
We took over Bourbon Street last night. I think at the end of the stream, whenever you guys are done with us, I should take my camera, if you guys are able to, and just show you guys what the scene looks like.
Man, we want that. Let's get through the picks and projections, and then I want you to take us to the Duval tailgate. That's what I want, all right?
Yes.
All right, so let's get to it. Let him cook, all right? These are your weekend picks, all right, guys? The chat's going to see if you're cooking. We're going to start off. You send us some picks. You chose your first one is Jalen Hurts, more than 252.5 passing yards. Why do you like Jalen Hurts to get more than 252 passing yards?
Well, they're playing the Dolphins, I believe, so I think this is going to be a real high-scoring game. And I'm just kind of going off how the Bills played against them and scored 40 on them. And Jalen Hurts kind of had a bad game last week against who they played, the Jets. So I think it's a bounce-back game, very high-scoring game. And Jalen Hurts can easily get above 252.5 yards for this game.
I love that.
Especially now that he has Julio. He has Julio now. Add that to this.
Julio. Is he out the practice squad?
I don't know yet, but I know he's on the team. So, yeah, that's what's it. Yeah, Julio.
He'll get about 7 yards. He'll get about 7.
All right, up next, he chose Raiders' Josh Jacobs, more than a touchdown passing, receiving, or rushing. We like them more on Josh Jacobs. Why do we like Josh Jacobs to get a touchdown?
I forgot who they playing. Who the Raiders play this week?
Bears.
Yeah. There you go.
Back and forth.
That's what you gotta say.
There you go.
That's why I took it. And Josh Jacobs is the Raiders' whole offense in my eyes, so he's gonna score a touchdown for him. So take it.
Okay.
There we go.
Even with he rolled out with his back.
Well, that's even more reason to take it.
Yeah.
Got to run the ball on the Bears.
Yeah, you gave the flexible assurance with the rushing receiving.
Yeah.
Okay.
I like him. I like that play.
The chat agrees with you. We're cooking. All right, and last but not least, we got. Is that it? I think we just got 2 this week. Oh no, we got Chiefs. Rashid Rice, more than 34.5 receiving yards. Why do we like Mr. Rice to get more than 34 yards receiving?
Yeah, so Rashid Rice isn't the sexiest pick. A lot of people would take like Travis Kelce
or Mecole Hardman.
Yeah, he wasn't on the board yet, but I took Rashid Rice because I saw an article that they like him and they like how he's progressing so far, and they're going to use him more. So I think 35 is a good number in Pat Mahomes' passing offense, especially against the team they play this week. I remember who they played when I was looking at these, but I don't remember right now. But Chargers. Come on, Pat Mahomes versus the Chargers. Rashid Rice, he's coming up in the Chiefs offense. You heard it here second, because somebody probably already said it before me. But take Rashid Rice more than 34.5. I'm telling y'all.
There we go.
Rice has only had 35, more than 35 yards twice this season, but he has had more than his projection in the past 4 games.
Yeah, it's not a sexy number, but I think it'll hit.
Okay.
I love it. We cooking. This is a wonderful dish you took here. You made a beignet out of this one, all right? Jalen Hurts, more than 252 yards. Josh Jacobs to score a touchdown. And Rashid Rice, more than 34.5 yards. We're cooking, guys. We're cooking.
Also, this is a
community play, people.
Let us cook. Come on now. Let us cook.
If this is a community play, so if you like what they're cooking, you can take Dunn & Drew's play as your own in the promos tab. Head to the bottom of the app, pick promos, select Dunn & Drew community play, and press place entry. It's as easy as that. We got some wonderful pictures for you guys there. I love that one. I think we're definitely cooking there, man.
I don't know if those selfies are cooking, but we're cooking.
That's what it is, man. And we want to get you guys back to drinking. So let's get to Thursday Night Football. We got your boys. We got your boys.
What was that?
The Jaguars, back. The Jaguars are playing tonight. So before that, we're going to do the Pick is Right. We're going to do the Pick is Right Thursday Night Football edition. We're going to give you guys the projection squares, all right? These are the people we're going to pick, but we're not going to tell you their numbers. We want you guys to guess what you think their projection is for rushing yards, and we'll see if you guys like more or less than based off what you pick. Up first, we got Alvin Kamara. We're going to go to you first, Dunn. What do you think Alvin Kamara's rushing projection should be?
Jags have a very good rush defense, so I think they're pretty low. So I'm going to say like 50 and a half.
50 and a half? Okay.
Oh, it's me. You asked me. Oh, sorry.
No.
We
go
alternate.
ahead. Yeah,
there
go ahead. You got 50 and a half, and now let's go, Andrew.
What it should be is probably 48 and a half. What it probably is probably like 56, kind of what he said.
So you like the less on this?
Is that what I like? What is it?
No. It's Steph. You know it, or you want to give it in? All right, I'm just gonna tell you.
Well, I will say I was prepping for the show and I saw this one because everyone's loving this one. Everyone loves this projection. So I do know what it is because I was looking at before the show.
Are they loving more or less?
Yeah, Steph.
You want to? I think it's whatever it is. I'm taking less.
He hasn't had less than 50 yards this season.
The answer is
has he played the Jags defense?
Look at that. Homers.
Right.
The answer.
If you knew the number, so I guess you like.
Whoa, you got it right on the dot.
Wait, was it actually 50
He got
and a
it
half?
on the dot. You're cheating. I don't know. Are you cheating, Eric? Are you cheating?
My
50 and a half.
No, ain't no way.
No.
We're black.
Right here. There's no cheating
That's
going
crazy.
on. No sign stealing.
No,
that's
I made a projection with Kamara in it, but it was 53 and a half.
You put and a half, so now I don't even know if you like the more than or less than because you actually got the number correctly. So I don't even know what you would lean. If you would have said 51, I'm like, oh, he likes the more.
It's gone down because I saw it at 53 and a half. So yeah.
That's because Duval's in the house. He's never played against Duval. All right,
I tried to say a number. I tried to not guess what it was because I took Kamara less already. So me getting 50 and a half was luck.
Okay. Now we got to go to the Jaguar side of the ball. We got Travis Etienne. What do you guys think his rushing projection is for this game?
Can I go first?
Etienne, yeah.
64.
Wow.
62 and a half.
You guys are the best we've ever had at this.
Okay, all right.
Is that on the dot?
What is it?
Is that on the dot?
No, he said it. He said it on the dot, and then he stopped himself. The projection was 64 yards and a half, and I was about to say you guys are definitely cheating.
64 and a half.
I was going to have to end this call because you guys are cheating. But that's amazing that if you guys
We
don't
ain't cheating.
cheating,
We on live stream.
Which means I should take less. That means I should take less.
Uh-huh. And then,
I don't know.
And
They might be looking at Etienne a lot more with Lawrence not at 100%. They might be relying on
We look at him every week.
they're not going to get this
He's
one.
He's going off.
Yeah.
I'm making a guarantee.
So,
Yeah, that's what I'm worried about.
I'm making a guarantee.
I'm worried about
this
that.
last one. The last one is Tank Bigsby, the backup running back for the Jaguars. What do you guys think his rushing projection is?
I have no idea for this.
That's going to be under 20.
Yeah, that's going to be like 12 and a half.
Yeah, this one I have no clue.
Yeah, I would say I would say about like 13.5, somewhere around there.
Like 7.
Definitely less than 20. He doesn't get used a lot.
Not yet.
He might get used like 1/3 down play this game or at the goal line. So under 20, let's go 13 and a half.
All right. Both of you guys would actually like the more than because the actual projection is 11 and a half rushing yards. 11 and a half rushing yards for Tank Bigsby.
You guys are doing so good.
11 is not bad. He can get that in one run.
We know our team. We know our squad, man. We know our squad.
And we play PrizePicks every week.
There we go. We're about to green out then. All right, let's get to talking about this game. Clearly, you guys are going to take Jacksonville to win it all. We don't know if Trevor Lawrence is playing yet. If he's not playing, do you guys think you can still get a W?
No.
I think we will. If Trevor Lawrence doesn't play, I think we can still beat the Saints without Trevor Lawrence.
Well, Derek Carr.
What if Derek Carr doesn't play?
Oh, if Derek Carr doesn't play,
neither to start.
Jameis Winston versus C.J. Beathard. Why are we in New Orleans
No,
right now?
I think he's going to play. It's just was questionable at some point, and his shoulder's still acting up, I think.
Have they announced yet if Carr is playing?
I know Lawrence is. I
think Carr's definitely playing. They have him questionable, but he's all signs are saying he's going to play. I think Trevor Lawrence practicing limited yesterday definitely symbolized he's going to play too. But for the art of suspense, I think they're both listing him as questionable. But I think we're going to have a starting quarterback battle. You guys didn't go to New Orleans for no reason, just to get drunk, eat beignets, and not watch starting quarterbacks play. So I definitely think they're going to play. With that being said, can you guys give us your Thursday night picks for this game?
It's a short week.
Yes, we can.
Traveling back from London.
We have Derek Carr, more than 0.5 interceptions. He's an interception throwing king. And okay. I think the Saints are going to have to throw the ball a lot this game, just because we talked about our stout run defense earlier. Kamara hitting that less. Carr's going to have to throw. He's going to force something. We're going to throw a pick.
We have two of the top intercepting back. Two players in our backfield, our defensive backfield, are in the top 8 in interceptions. So
yes,
that's Cisco and Darius Williams.
A better way to say that is we have 3 DBs that have 3 interceptions.
They're ball hawks.
So Derek Carr.
People really liked Kamara on the more. You guys are taking him less.
And then you guys see Kamara. Told y'all already. I took the less on his yards for reasons I already said. I know Kamara, Stephanie, you gave me that stat about him hitting his more on a lot of the yardages this year. But I think our defense shows up in the run game. It has all season. It'll be different tonight. And then Christian Kirk, I heard a lot of Saints, they're going to play a lot of man D. And Christian Kirk,
he eats on man.
Christian Kirk going to feast on that man defense. And Trevor Lawrence loves Christian Kirk. He loves him some Christian Kirk, and he loves him some Zay Jones, and he loves him some Ingram.
And Zay Jones ain't playing.
And Zay Jones not playing, so who's he going to go to a lot today? Christian Kirk, 51.5 more.
Do you guys ever take less on a Jags player? Ever? More.
Punts.
More.
Yeah.
Punts.
Less than interceptions.
I did take sometimes Trevor Lawrence less than 1.5 pass touchdowns.
Less picks. We take less picks.
There we go. All right, enough of this football talk. You guys are there to party. Can you guys take us to this Duval tailgate?
Yes,
I want to hear
let's
a
go.
Let's go. Let's go. First time on Sheet, we're going to a tailgate live.
Yeah, we're going to the tailgate.
Just do one Duval. I want one Duval for the camera.
All right, I see some Jags fans here.
I bet you there's a class camera somewhere.
This is entertaining. Oh, I guess we could work on.
Hey, Eric, do you know who the mayor is? Who's the mayor of Saxonville?
Let me bring it back to the subject. On the set.
Hey, Duval
It's like
showed
the
up.
in the Super Bowl performance. It's like very chaotic right here.
It's not
Yes,
giving
it
me
is
college
it is
football
a sea of Jags. You're right.
It's not giving me college football. They look like they're having good conversations.
It's like that's your observation. They're having great conversations.
They're having good conversations about which PrizePicks entries, about telling Dunn and Drew's PrizePicks.
Great dialogue right now. That's what they're doing out there.
Nobody's dancing though, and I'm sad about that. I need to see some dance moves. All right, can they give us a Duval? I really want a Duval.
Yeah, can you rally them up to the Duval?
Somebody talk to him. Somebody in the chat tell them to give us a Duval. Give us a Duval.
Hey!
There it goes.
You're on PrizePicks, buddy.
Yeah, live on PrizePicks. Hey, make sure they all sign a waiver.
Is it over?
Oh, all right. Look, Dunn and Drew, we appreciate you taking us to the party. If I wasn't here working and a Falcons fan, I would be there partying with you guys.
I want to join y'all. That would look so fun.
I know. Let's let them go and have a party. I don't know if they can hear us. We're going to let them go and have a party, and we're going to wrap it up, Steph, with me and you. I just want to hear a quick thought about what you think about the game. Steph, who are players you think you would keep an eye on for this game? Especially knowing that the right tackle and left tackle for the Saints are out. That's a hint. Out. Oh, not playing today. Right and left tackle.
I don't get why I take that back. I do know why they didn't want to talk about Chris Olave. I mean, maybe one, that he's a Buckeye, and two, like he's gonna have a big game, I think, in this one. The Jags, they've let in the past 2 games 2 number 1 receivers go for more than 100 yards. I think Olave will be up there too. I don't know his actual projection, but that was a player I was expecting to hear more of, as well as ETN. I think that with Lawrence a little bit questionable, I do think that, I mean, maybe not a longest yard or rush, but I think that they'll give him looks for like an anytime touchdown or something would be great for him, because they're going to get into the red zone and they'll look.
What about Mike Thomas? What about Mike Thomas, the former GOAT, Mike Thomas, the Antonio Brown?
I know, but he's been a little quiet. Although when you were talking about when one of your Quay on the flags, when it was like the battle on the field, did you see that one where Michael Thomas was talking a little smack and then he went immediately into his locker room? Did you see that?
I didn't see that, but no, that'll be on the next flag on the Quay.
I know Michael Thomas, and he loves to talk. He loves to talk, but he definitely he loves to have a chip on his shoulder, I think, and I think they'll give him a lot of looks. This is a tough one between the two of them, but I think Olave will have the bigger night.
I just want to see him score so I can see the dance. Left, do
it,
right, do it.
I think it's a good matchup for them, but then again, the guy passing the balls, I don't feel so great about. So I actually would look for Derek Carr's passing yards to be less.
Okay.
He's still struggling with that shoulder injury. He has some great. I actually like their their play with the interception. I think that's a good one. But honestly, I'd rather play less on his passing yards than to go for an interception. But
I got you.
I think when I was game, it's a toss up. There's a lot of question marks, especially
the Saints are good at home. The Saints are good at home. The
Jags O-line is really banged up. It's completely depleted. So this is a tough one. I do think it's hard to play there. So maybe that's what gives me the edge here.
I got you.
I don't know.
I think Derek Carr hates pressure. He gets sacked before the person tackles him when he makes his mind up. He's missing his right and left tackle. So I think one of the squares that they had that I like the most is the square I'll keep an eye on is more than interceptions. For the weekend, I don't know if LaRuski's still in the chat. Desmond Ridder, baby. Desmond Ridder's been throwing the ball on fire to both teams. But either way, he's getting balls. Drake London, Kyle Pitts, Jonnu Smith, they're all getting busy. B-John. So I will be in Tampa this week and go into that game. That's the other square I got. Steph, we are getting to 45, which is wrapping our time up. So we are going to put a landing on the show. But before we go, guys, we want to give a shout out to Dunn and Drew who came on the show. If you guys like their picks and you thought they were cooking, you can take Dunn and Drew's plays as your own on our promos tab. Head to the app, pick promos, select Dunn and Drew's community plays, and press place entry. It's that easy. And I like what they have, so you guys should like what they have too. Steph, I hope you have a wonderful weekend, and I can't wait to see the Ohio Penn State. I know you have a lot of opinions on it. We'll talk about it at some point. But for now, you guys, enjoy your Thursday, enjoy your Friday, Junior, enjoy this football game, and green out. This has been Cheat Sheet.